Hello, I hope you're having a good weekend and a peaceful one. Or whenever you're watching this, I hope that you're having a pleasant day. I just felt very inspired to do a short video because recently I'm getting a lot of clients that are telling me that they're feeling very anxious, lots of worries, can't sleep very well at night. And from a lot of sensitive people, some call them light workers. Maybe you just work in the caring industry. Maybe you're a healer. Maybe you're just very empathic. But what I'm hearing, and I've also felt this myself, is that many are feeling quite disconnected, almost not grounded. So you can feel quite weary, tired, unable to focus, almost a feeling of dizziness at times. I wonder how many of you have actually experienced that. But there is, from my point of view, I think there's things we can do to actually help that. I think it's something we have to be aware of, that in this period of time we're going through, there is a lot of anxiety and worries around us. So even if you are dealing quite well with whatever you're going through, there are people around you who are feeling the stress, who are concerned about the future, about their work, about their money, about the homes, their children, their family, their loved ones. So it is important to feel that there are resources and techniques we can use to help ourselves. So I've put together a few ideas for you, and I hope this helps you to and remind you probably some of the things that we often forget when we are going through these difficult times. With is just to remember to breathe. I know we breathe normally anyway without thinking, but if you think about it, when you're anxious, we take shallow breaths. There at times, if we're frightened, we can even stop breathing for a while. So I find that it's very easy for myself, I don't know about you, to find that I don't breathe deeply. So if you have stopped breathing deeply, or you got out the habit of doing that, and find yourself breathing shallowly and taking shallow breaths, you will also find that you are triggering a feeling of anxiety within the body. So one way to counteract that is to maybe do some meditation or breathing exercises, and you can keep it as simple as you can. So one of the simplest ways that I know to focus on the breath is to sit quietly, make sure you'll be undisturbed for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, to sit upright and to be able to have your feet on the floor, not necessarily cross-legged, to have your arms and hands in your lap, to close your eyes and to take a big, deep, comfortable breath. But remember to breathe in through the nose, noticing the coolness of the air on your nostrils. Feel your lungs expand with air. And as you breathe out through your mouth, consciously letting go of tension within the shoulders, letting go of tension within the gut, just giving permission for your body to relax. Now, if you do that for 5 to 10 minutes, I have proved it also reduces blood pressure as well, because I have a blood pressure machine which we can test that on. And so, if you also suffer from high blood pressure, if you do deep breathing for 5 minutes and then take your blood pressure before and after, you'll notice it's gone down. So, there are some really powerful benefits from just using the breath. The next tip I would say to you is to get out into nature. We're not good being shut away, surrounded by walls. Sometimes it's just the way of life that we have to work within that environment, but also make sure that you have the opportunity to have a window with a view. Make sure you've got the opportunity also, if you can, just to get short breaks, to get out and just sit in the garden, to look at the trees, to touch the trees. You can just get a short walk in nature and to really notice the sounds of the birds, notice the butterflies, notice nature all around you in perfect harmony. And then you will begin to connect to the energy that nature shares with you. You can imagine as well that as you stand by a tree or look at a tree, that you also have roots that come from your feet and go deep into the ground. Those roots represent the experiences you've been through in life, the experiences that have been often challenging or difficult, but the ones that have also allowed you to grow to become the person you were. So those roots, when you visualize those roots, is also giving you strength and stability. The other thing that we also is good to remember is to let go of the emotional attachment to old dramas in our life. What I mean by that is that anxiety and worry is usually coming from the fear of something repeating itself that has happened in our past. So the fear of being abandoned, being let down, the fear of being without, the fear of being alone, often is triggered because of something that we have already experienced, and we start to worry it may happen again. Even though we haven't got that happening in our lives, the fear and still going over and over the events of the past that have been painful and difficult will tend to give you a fear of it happening again. And of course, the more energy you give it, the more attention you give it, the more likely you're going to manifest it and create it. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. However, if you're able to let go of the attachment to the emotions that have been difficult for you in the past, you do that by focusing on the present. How do we do that? It's by saying thank you, by looking around you right now, today, and saying thank you for the things you have which you are eternally grateful for. When you wake up in the morning, just before you begin to move too much, just notice what you can say thank you for. Thank you for waking up without pain. Thank you for the sun that's coming through the window. Is it just thank you for having a roof over your head? Whatever it is, just get in the habit of saying thank you more often. The next thing that is also really helpful as well is listen to a piece of music. Listen to music because music is very powerful. The sounds are powerful. In all the work I've done over the last 30 years, particularly over the last 20, with all my clients, I've said to them, what sound makes you feel happy or makes you feel peaceful? What sound makes you feel calm? And it was interesting because so many talk of the same sounds. Commonly, those sounds can be the sound of running water, the sound of the waves of the sea, the sounds of birds singing in the morning. It could be the sound of the wind in the trees, but whatever the sound is for you, all you need to do is, rather than wait for that to happen, to then say, oh, I can have that calmness now. Find something on YouTube with that sound there. Find a piece, a CD that has that sound. Download something that has the sound of the waves. Close your eyes, listen to it. You don't have to travel to the sea to get the benefit of that sound. You can play that sound, close your eyes, and you are there. You can be in that moment. And of course, your mind, as it connects to that, will send a different response to the body. The body will respond in a different way, and you will feel a calmness start to wash over you. You cannot be in two opposite emotions at the same time. You can't be stressed and calm at the same time. You can't be anxious and peaceful at the same time. So bring in those resources that make you feel peaceful. And then you'll find that the stress and anxiety will become less of an issue. And you'll start to find the more you're saying thank you, you'll start to find that there is an appreciation and almost a looking forward with anticipation for the positive things that are going to happen to you and coming towards you, rather than the fear of something worse or struggles or conflict. The last thing I probably want to share with you as well is to realize that even if you can't walk or have difficulty walking and you just think, I can't get into nature, bring nature into your home. Because if you bring something from nature, bring in some fresh flowers, bring something of bright colors, that has a very powerful effect on your mind and body, even unconsciously. As you walk into a room, a bright color of fresh flowers will give you a huge upliftment. It sends an energy around that room of growth, of creation. And you can also A good idea is to maybe bring something from your favorite walk in nature. Bring in a branch or bring in something, a stone or pebble that represents a place you visited that has good memories, because you only need to hold that in your hand, close your eyes, you're in that space. You know, the mind is powerful. Let's use it to actually help in what we're trying to create, which is this calm place where we feel rested and trusting, to trust that you are guided, you are watched over, and you can ask for help. It doesn't matter who you're asking for help from. You could do it as a form of a prayer. You could do it as just a request to the universal consciousness. You could just ask for your guardian angel. It really doesn't matter. But what it does mean is you will feel a response will come somehow, somewhere, where you will just feel empowered. You will feel guided and inspired. One more I can share with you. Do something creative. Whatever it is you love to do. Is it just painting? Is it drawing? Is it coloring? Is it doing needlework? Is it knitting? Do something where you can be creative. Play music. If you're musical, actually play a guitar, play the piano, learn an instrument. But when you're being creative, you are saying, "This is me," and it allows you that feeling to say that I can express myself rather than feeling I have to just try and deal with all this stuff that's coming in. You become proactive rather than reactive. So I wish you well with this. Let me know how you get on. I expect you got lots of ideas. If you have, put them down below in the comments, and that would be great. I'm always happy to hear them and to share them. But for now, take care and be relaxed and be peaceful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.